Brian Greenough of Leeds returns to Old Trafford, where he spent 11 years before his transfer in August. He played for Manchester United in 2 FA Cup finals and was substitute in a third. As he looks around this stadium that he knows so well, he's reminded, along with the rest of us, that with average crowds this season of 51,500, Manchester United are still the best supported club in the country. Indeed, today's crowd inside this theatre of football will take their aggregate for 10 home matches this season to over 500,000 spectators. And in this successful atmosphere, their manager Dave Sexton keeps the side which won at Tottenham last week. Even though Gordon McQueen is fit again, he's a substitute for the first time in his career in a Football League match, and against his old club as well. Kevin Moran continues at centre-half, and Ashley Grimes at left-back. Leeds are also unchanged. They've kept a clean sheet in their last 3 matches and taken 5 points out of 6. So 17-year-old Terry Connor keeps his place in attack, a big occasion for him. And with Harvey, Flynn and Madeley all on the way back after injuries, Jimmy Adamson may soon be able to call on a full squad. Pat Partridge, the referee today, recently took charge of the World Club Championship first leg between Malmo and Olimpia of Paraguay. So Leeds to start the match. Terry Connor nearest us, Alan Curtis on the far side, Leeds wearing yellow, and here's Eddie Gray. This fixture has always had plenty of tradition about it. There are a lot of Leeds supporters here today, and they're behind that goal where we see John Lukic in the first half. This is Brian Greenough to Byron Stevenson. Pitch will be fairly heavy, and both goalkeepers wearing gloves. Plenty of rain in the north this week. That's Hampson. Curtis. Kevin Hurd on the far side for Leeds. He's playing on the right side in midfield, number 8. Scored a couple of useful goals recently, including one which got them 2 points. It's Curtis to Gray. That's a good ball. This is Arthur Graham, and the ball went right across. Leeds appealing that Gary Bailey touched it, and referee Pat Partridge signals a corner. It was Arthur Graham's driven ball across the face of the goal mouth. Connor was coming in hoping to make contact, but the contact, said the referee, was from the goalkeeper. So a corner to Leeds. And Bailey takes that very cleanly. And notice the way he starts this Manchester United attack moving with these swift throw-outs. It's a real feature of United's play this season, how quickly the goalkeeper releases the ball when he makes the kind of catch he made there. Here's Steve Coppell. Leeds very pleased with their defensive record recently, as indeed are Manchester United with theirs. Stevenson. Gray. Looking for Graham. That's a fine ball from Gray to Graham. Leeds getting players in the penalty area. That's Connor. This is Kevin Hurd. What a good block by Mickey Thomas from Kevin Hurd's shot. But the ball to admire there was the early one from Eddie Gray to Arthur Graham. It really cut the Manchester United defence out of the game. Graham crossed, Connor didn't make proper contact, Hurd did, and Mickey Thomas threw himself in front of the shot. Shows you how a midfield player like Thomas gets back to cover a midfield player like Hurd. There's Thomas. Wilkins again. Nicol, Manchester United retaining possession, looking for an opening. Foul by Hart on Jordan, and there was no doubt there at all that Joe Jordan was on the receiving end. Referee Partridge agrees with me. He's going to book Paul Hart for that challenge. Hart gets the yellow card. Jordan dummied and turned his man and would have been away, but Paul Hart used the arm to impede him. Jordan went down like a sack of coal, and Paul Hart was booked. A sign perhaps that Jordan is sometimes the recipient as well as the aggressor. Jordan came in on that. Moran, Macari, headed back across, away by Hart. Shot by Coppell, didn't make contact properly, and the referee saw an offside in the goal mouth. In fact, it was Jimmy Nicholl who was caught. That was Nicholl. Ray Wilkins. Now Grimes. Manchester United switching play from left to right and back again. Now Macari through the middle. McElroy. Wilkins. 5 Manchester United players waiting in a line. Jordan. Wilkins. Thomas. Grimes. Buchan's header. His Hart. That was very coolly done by the centre-half. Hurd. Connor. Buchan sticking very close to the young black player, but he's over there now with Curtis as well. Leeds get the throw. Curtis. Held them off well. Graham's in there and Buchan was right behind him. Grimes. Here's Hurd. Another good challenge by Grimes. Offside given. On the chest of Joe Jordan, beautifully done. This is McElroy. Jordan came in there, Stevenson doing enough to put him off. This is Coppell. Now it's Nicholl. Sweeping play by Manchester United in the last 2 attacks. Nice to see them using the full width of the field. Here's Arthur Graham, always seems to perform very handily away from home. Out to Hurd on the far side. Still Hurd. All the way back, and there's Connor. And the young lad has scored again. The 17-year-old has put it in for his 2nd goal since coming into the side. And it was made possible by Kevin Hurd in the first place, who squirmed his way. Well, Arthur Graham gave him the ball, then he squirmed his way past 2 Manchester United players. Surely the defence should have had it away, but they didn't. And when it came right across, it evaded Moran, and it was Connor who put it in. 22 minutes gone, Manchester United 0, Leeds United 1. And the First Division leaders of this morning go a goal behind at home. Only the 3rd goal that they've let in at Old Trafford this season in the league. What a moment for 17-year-old Terry Connor, only just come into the pro game, and he scores at Old Trafford at the Stretford end. There he is again now with Moran. Gray, Graham. Graham really began that move that led to the goal. He also left Nicholl feeling the effects of that last little tussle. There's Graham again. Connor. Moran beats him this time, and then the free kick given. Well, what a game we could have on our hands now, with Manchester United having to come from behind. And the Leeds fans making most of the noise. Wilkins. Koppel. This is McIlroy. Leeds scarves being held up behind the goal that Manchester United are attacking. Linesman says to the referee there was a deflection, presumably by Stevenson, and a corner has been given. It's been disputed by Leeds, actually. It's certainly been disputed by Stevenson in particular. Macari's flick. Oh, what a fine save by Lukic from his own player, really. Stevenson, I think. The corner taken by Thomas, Macari's header, Byron Stevenson with a back header that might have been an own goal, and Lukic got up well to turn it over. Corner again. Eddie Gray for Leeds. Oh, Arthur Graham again on the left flank, and Manchester United having problems down here. Graham and Gray combining sweetly. Hurd's on the far post. This is Curtis. And a desperate clearance in the end by Moran. But it's notable how Leeds have begun to develop their left-hand side to Manchester United's discomfort. Connor, the goal scorer. Jordan. Header was by Greenough. Those two are close together all the time, Hurd and Thomas, up and down the field, depending which side are in possession. Brian Greenoff's header. Hart taking Jordan and Greenoff marking Macari. That's the fairly obvious Leeds plan. Grimes. That beat Hart and Jordan. Oh, and a poor clearance by Stevenson. Wilkins. Koppel. Looks for Jordan. Koppel again. And the goalkeeper has to go down at the feet of Macari, and a corner is given. Good header out by Stevenson. This is Nicol. Thomas. Appeals and a penalty. Trevor Cherry on Steve Koppel. And Pat Partridge standing on the dead ball line where he was for the corner, pointed, and despite a long discussion with Brian Greenoff, he appears to have given a penalty. So Manchester United, out of what looked like an innocuous ball played in by Thomas, have got a golden chance to equalise. Ashley Grimes, the left back, to take the kick in the 38th minute. Oh, a save by Lukic. Well done, the goalkeeper, who will be 19 years old on Tuesday, and he celebrates early by making a penalty save at Old Trafford. Ashley Grimes took the kick, but Lukic read it right. The ball not far enough away from the keeper, but all credit to him for the way he got down to block it. And the first half ends with Leeds leading by a goal to nil, and a curious penalty twist, because the Leeds goalkeeper John Lukic was explaining before the match how he'd saved a penalty at Aston Villa a fortnight ago, and he's clearly making a habit of it. The former youth team goalkeeper for England comes from Chesterfield, home of so many great goalkeepers in the past, and he made that penalty save from Ashley Grimes to keep Leeds in the lead, and it's the second penalty that Manchester United have missed here at Old Trafford, strangely in front of our cameras. Thomas missed against Ipswich, Grimes missed today, and thanks to Lukic, Leeds stayed in front. One of the stiffest tests so far for Manchester United at the start of this second half. A goal down here, and playing now from right to left. It's Wilkins. He wanted somebody in the inside left channel then, but by the time Macari arrived, it was too late. He's there now, but Cherry's there too. Grimes. This is Buchan. Kevin Hurd had a useful first half for Leeds. Here's Curtis. Clean tackle by Buchan, he played the ball. Wilkins. This is Nicol. Macari makes the run, marked by Hart. That's a goal kick. Here's Wilkins. It was Hart. Straight back to Wilkins. McElroy to Grimes. Jordan is waiting in the centre. Coming in now. This is Koppel. Stevenson blocked his shot. The dummy by Jordan made that possible. He feinted to go for the ball and left it for Koppel, but as Koppel thought he'd found room for the shot, Stevenson denied him that. Graham for Leeds. Allowed to go. 3 Leeds players to his right in the penalty area. Eddie Gray. Stevenson. Graham. Possession stuff from Leeds, and they get the throw. Gray. Header by Thomas, now Koppel. Oh, it's fallen well for Graham. What a nice little bit of skill that was. Good tackling back by Mickey Thomas, avoided any further danger, but here's Eddie Gray. Player offside, if he doesn't get back quickly, he has. So play can go on. Oh, a slice by Grimes, and here's Hurd. There's Connor. It's Hurd again. And Bailey claims that right at the feet of Curtis. Again, Kevin Hurd causing Manchester United some concern on this Leeds right-hand side. That's how the goal came. Wilkins. Koppel. Again, he had 2 to beat. Macari. Oh, it's beautiful. Koppel again. Oh, Manchester United's final ball so far. Bitterly disappointing for a side who lead the table. Nicol. Wilkins couldn't get through, and Cherry again hard in on Jordan. The temperature rising. Buchan. Grimes. McElroy. Oh, he did well there. Thomas. Grimes. Paul Hart away, but only back to Ashley Grimes again. concerted pressure by Manchester United. Nicol. Jordan is up there. Can Thomas turn it in? He can, and he has. Mickey Thomas, the scorer. But Joe Jordan's threat in the air made it possible. Somehow or other, you had the feeling that if Manchester United were going to score, it was going to come then. They pinned Leeds back. The ball knocked in for Jordan to flick on. The goalkeeper out of position, and Mickey Thomas turns it in. That's his first goal since the beginning of September, Mickey Thomas, and it comes at a very opportune time. 54 minutes gone, and the score is 1 each. And with this ground packed to capacity, the atmosphere now is what this game really deserves. A match between two famous clubs has got the crowd really entranced. Koppel. On the right is Ray Wilkins in space. In the centre, Macari, Jordan, and now McElroy. Still Wilkins. Koppel! Fine play by Wilkins to come inside like that and work a position. And when it came back to Koppel, he'll be disappointed with the final shot. And the official attendance figure has just been given, 57,478, the highest Football League crowd of the 79-80 season so far, beating the previous best at Arsenal-Liverpool of 55.5. Connor. Graham. This is Thomas. McElroy. Jordan. McElroy again. Good persistent play by Manchester United. Hart throwing himself into the challenge, but then giving the ball back to Jordan. Jordan's shot is blocked. Oh, what a mistake again. It was Hart a second time who miskicked. But here's Arthur Graham, and that was Moran's tackle. Grimes. The ebb and flow of the game now so fast. First one way, then the other. Mistakes are helping in that, actually. McElroy. But there's no mistake about that. Jimmy Nicol. Wide to Koppel. Hart, the defender, foiling Thomas at the near post. Jordan coming in behind Moran. Wilkins. Try again. Thomas. Wilkins. Away by Hart, only as far as Nicol. Macari's flick, well taken by Lukic as Jordan came in fiercely. Indeed, Jordan gives the goalkeeper a pat on the back for that. And the youngster, Terry Connor, who scored the goal and has had a taste of the big time this afternoon, is going to be pulled off now and replaced by Carl Harris. Now, can either side snatch the extra goal and point in the last 20 minutes or so? That's Jordan looking for Wilkins. Jordan again. Oh, and Lukic actually lost his balance, I think, slightly as the ball came fizzing through from Joe Jordan's shot. It just seemed to be about to bounce awkwardly when the goalkeeper seemed to lose his footing for a split second, and if that's the case, it was a good recovery. McElroy to Jordan. Still the balance of play very much with the home side. But Leeds could always threaten on the break. Grimes. Quarter of an hour to go. Handball against Kevin Hurd. And the score Still 1 each. Grimes takes the kick to Thomas. Still Thomas. Oh, and that deflection off Trevor Cherry was well spotted by Lukic, as Thomas wormed his way through, going nicely past Hansen. The shot was deflected by Cherry, and Lukic got down well. Bakari's asked the referee if he's adding more time on there for the delay. Grimes. And Leeds become only the second side this season to take a league point away from Old Trafford from Manchester United in a 1-1 draw. A hard, competitive match. The good football shining through in patches. And Manchester United, after missing a first-half penalty, equalising in the second half. But this is a much better Leeds side than the one that was playing earlier in the season. Arthur Graham perhaps symbolising just how hard they worked this afternoon to hold a side who are chasing the championship and who had much more of the game, but who in the end couldn't make it tell. So a final score of Manchester United 1, Leeds United 1.
Hill all set to make his third home debut for a Tommy Docherty team. His first club, Millwall, is the only one not to be managed by Docherty, and then Hill made his debut on Docherty's birthday back in April '73. Now he's added to the Rangers' firepower, which is led by 17-year-old Clive Allen, who's the second division's leading scorer with 14 in the league. In the opposition lineup, one of the magnificent 7, Dixon McNeil, one of only 7 players still playing to have scored more than 200 league goals. With the number 9 shirt this afternoon is taken by Ian Edwards, still looking for his first goal since signing from Chester. This his 5th game for his new club. That's the Queen's Park Rangers lineup, unchanged from last week, with Tony Curry on the substitutes bench, not considered to be fully match fit. Wrexham make just 1 change from the team which beat Swansea last week. Edwards coming in for Alan Hill, who's now the substitute. The referee this afternoon is John Hunting of Leicester, who's on the FIFA list. Wrexham in red shirts and black shorts. Here is Terry Darracott. A victory over Swansea last week, and the Welsh battle was their first victory in 5 matches. They lost all 4 games during the month of November. And here's Clive Allen. Queen's Park Rangers beaten at Cambridge last week 2-1. And that dropped them from 1st place to 5th. It's Glenn Roeder. And an early encampment in the opposition half by Rangers. Here's Gillard, restored to the sides. Docherty looking down on things from above. Hazel battling away. Goddard wasn't to know it, but there were 2 players better placed behind him. Bowles. And Dwyer, at least making his presence felt. Shanks looking for the long throw. In fact, that's the only option open to him. Winter standing in front. Met by Joey Jones. Winter turning into the attacker. And Davis was already coming forward, and he was able to block Hazel's shot. But Winter caused the problems initially by turning into the defender who was coming towards the goal. And then McNeil, trying to rescue it, got in the back pass and almost presented Bob Hazel with a goal. Credit to Di Davis for denying him. Double block on the near post. Goddard now coming away, and that's very easy for Davis. Although he seemed to pull a muscle as he went forward. Looking very uncomfortable, Davis. Not very happy, Davis. His movement certainly went a bit then as he came across the area. Davis in the back of Goddard because he lost the flight of the ball. Fury making the forward run. McNeil with him. Here's Roda. Clearly a move from the practice pitches. Cartwright. On by McNeil to Edwards. Oh, beautiful taken. Well, he's broken his duck in his 5th game. That will do him a power of good. He's had a few problems with injuries and also was called away to the Welsh squad since signing from Chester nearly 6 weeks ago, and he really took that very sharply. Simple flick from McNeil right into his path, and he thumped it first time to give Wrexham the lead. 14 minutes gone. Queen's Park Rangers 0, Wrexham 1. Roda. Wicks. Start of a difficult month this for Wrexham. They play Luton next week, then away to Burnley. They're away at Sunderland and home to Chelsea over Christmas, those last 2 matches. And Alvin Griffiths obviously delighted with the way his number 9 took that chance. Here's Shanks. Bowles, haven't seen too much of him yet. Nice first touch, and here's David McCreary. Oh, and he's put it wide. That was really a lovely move by Rangers. Only the finish spoilt it. Bowles starting, the first time flick by Gordon Hill, and McCreary moving into the space, but put it wide. And there's going to be an early substitution by Queen's Park Rangers, and Curry is coming on in place of Glenn Roda. And the way Roda's moving off, that would seem to be a tactical substitution and not one caused by injury. Needing somewhat more guile in midfield would seem to be the thinking of Tommy Docherty. Vinter, good touch for Sutton. Ball didn't run kindly for him, but that's almost a good ball, but not quite. And the goalkeeper is down hurt, and they're not very happy about the way Edwards went in for the ball. Seemed to me to catch the goalkeeper on the chin, and obviously the Rangers defenders feeling that there were too many stats showing. It was a good attack by Wrexham. Sutton, who played the ball through, and it was just short of being inch perfect. And Steve Wicks deciding to take his own retribution against Edwards, who went for it very strongly. And the referee wants further words with Edwards. And shows him, as we can all see, the yellow card. News from the dressing room is that Curry is on for Roda because Roda got a knock above the hip which restricted his movement. Hill looking for Bowles and finding him. Curry square. Goddard and Allen down the middle, now joined by Hill. Everyone behind the ball now for Wrexham. That's for Allen. Davis half out, now backpedaling. Darracott, here's Hill. Didn't really get hold of it as he can. Initial work then by Clive Allen. And Hill not really quite unsung with his shot. A bit of leaning on by Jones. But the whistle, in fact, is for half-time. Things really not going too well for Tommy Docherty's team, who are followed by him, the first two anyway, and then Curry going in behind. The reason they're not going well, mainly because Ian Edwards taking his chance finally to give Wrexham a lead, which they fully deserve at half-time. In fact, they might perhaps, on the balance of play, have had more than one. Both goalkeepers still feeling the effects of their first half knocks. Problem for Chris Woods is his right thigh, the result of the challenge from Ian Edwards. Di Davis at the other end, confirmation that he has pulled a hamstring in his left leg. And some encouragement from the crowd for Rangers at the start of the second half. Here's Don Shanks. Carey. Just reached by Davis. Looking for Allen behind him. Marvin Griffith's team is in the centre there, currently leading the Welsh Challenge to be the first Welsh side in the First Division for 17 years. Swansea are in 12th place and Cardiff in 13th, 1 point each behind Wrexham. Jones. Edwards on for Cartwright. Winter coming to the middle. Fox is behind him. And they all missed it. But here's Darracott. A really good thump by McNeil on his trusted left foot. But it was curling away. Conversation between Tommy Docherty and Ken Shedder. Wrexham making their 5th match against the London side. They've beaten Charlton and Fulham, and they've lost to Chelsea and West Ham. Winter, usually the most forward player for Wrexham. Fox, break is on the right with Darracott and with Sutton. Winter now in the inside right position, Fox further over. And Gillard more than justifying his return to the team. Fox. Darracott. Here's Winter. And just reached by Woods. And blocked and finally in by Winter after a tremendous struggle. I think they thought that he was offside, and it certainly looked as though he was suddenly in space, but the linesman was absolutely level. And Woods, deciding not to come, managed to get one hand to it, forced it across the goal to the post, where Winter managed in the end to beat 3 defenders to knock it in. Suffered a bit in doing so, but it's given Wrexham a 2-0 lead. Not a happy afternoon for Chris Woods. Carey. Bowles. Can be a bit of magic from Bowles and Carey if this one is to be pulled out of the park. The side to have beaten Rangers here was Leicester City, comprehensively at 4-1. Carey. Here's Goddard, and that's one back. We might be about to have a very interesting second half. First time that Carey really has got fully in the action. Nicely taken by Goddard on his chest and well thumped wide of Di Davis. And obvious pleasure for all the grimace on the face of Tommy Docherty. Goddard, the scorer. His 7th league goal of the season, his 7th goal of any sort. Fox. Wicks. And the referee, having blown his whistle, wants words with Tony Curry. No? Or does he? Yes, he does. He wants words with Curry and Mel Sutton. Two of the senior players on the field. And the game will restart with the drop ball. So it's obviously for some comment made. So we've had 10 minutes of the second half. 2 goals in that time. And the score's now 2-1 to Wrexham. And the crowd certainly have awoken from their slumbers in the second period. Vinter. And we've got a sort of cup tie now. That's the atmosphere. Fair challenge by McCreary. And frankly, it's as though there's been something wrong with the acoustics all the afternoon and they've suddenly been put right. Here's Gillard. And Hazel, Fox, Vinter, still Vinter, and he hit the post, and amazingly Edwards wasn't able to put it in, and it was Shanks who blocked it on the line. But meantime, we do have a confirmation this time that Vinter was offside. Well, I have a suspicion that he was when he scored, but I may be wrong in that because the angle here isn't terribly good, but he certainly looked offside that time, and the linesman was standing with his flag aloft. Never mind, it made for some exciting moments. 25 minutes to go, and the game really nicely balanced. McCreary. Certainly changed up a gear in this half, David McCreary. That's well taken by Hazel. Oh, and he follows through, and Goddard puts it in! Real determination by Hazel won that one. What a change in the expression all around the ground. David McCreary who started that. Hazel powered his way through, kept going, the ball came to Goddard, and Goddard stuck it away cleanly for the second time in the match to make the score 2 apiece. Vinter. Mel Sutton. There's Hill. Battling, Sutton comes to him, and Jones a little bit too tight for comfort. Well, for the record, it's 11 years ago this week that Tommy Docherty resigned from Queen's Park Rangers on his first visit here. Second one lasting a bit longer. And a bit more successful too. Wrexham ending on top. Vinter, no mean effort. McCreary, Fox. Signal has come from both linesmen. The full time is up. And the last player to touch the ball was Mel Sutton, the player of the first period. But some stirring stuff in the second period with 2 goals by Paul Goddard, giving Queen's Park Rangers a point after it seemed that Mick Binter had taken both away to Wrexham. David McCreary, an important factor in the second half when Rangers upped their pace and fought back well from a losing position. And I would think at the finish, both sides happy to settle for the 1 point that they get. 2-2.